Hello everybody and welcome back. We're on Warhead Junction again. Can you believe it? Things are just, I'm getting lucky, really. I like the map. I like the map again. Thank you for putting up with my weird likes and dislikes. We're playing Anubarak today and we're going to be building some beetles. Beetle build burning bitches. I don't know. Anyway, it's a YouTube video. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. The team comps today are going to be Anubarak, Illidan, Tyrael, Tychus, and Abathur versus Leeming, Johanna, Medivh, Zeratul, and Butcher. Another Medivh on a Warhead Junction as Illidan just eats his entire health bar from a Ming combo. He doesn't have a hat. It's going to be good. It's going to be good, I can tell. I can tell this is going to work well. Now, the sad state of things in Quick Match is that if we have a tank, we're more often than not going to get another fucking tank. I don't specifically love that that's the way that this works, but I guess it could be worse. Ming has no idea where the fuck she's standing, and that Impale is going to absolutely seal her fate. Yeah, so leads us into Anubarak's abilities. You can't kill me, my friend. I am a tank, I have an Abathur hat and shields, and even though I don't have any mana, I'm not at all worried about dying. So please don't ping me, I know what I'm doing. Impale is your Q. Impale is a straight line skill shot that's going to knock people up and deal a small amount of damage. I didn't get all the way through the charge, no. But that's okay, we're going to hit him with the Impale on the way out and just auto attack him to death. Taking those stacks down. Nothing I'm going to do with that Butcher. I need to get the soak, and I don't have enough mana to really keep going anyway. So, all that out of the way. That's Impale in a nutshell. That's all it does. It does damage, and it stuns for 1 second. That's it. It's kind of hard to land, I'll be honest with you. The ability does have the weird... It has a travel time, and it has a travel path. So, if you can see it right there, it doesn't all happen at once. If it did, I think it would be absolutely fucking broken, and it may as well be a point and click. But the fact that it has that travel time makes it a little bit more difficult to land in certain situations, unless you're point blank. So if you are using your E, which is called Burrow Charge, to get in, and then using your Impale, you're going to have a much easier time knocking people up. Illidan down here doing a camp. The enemy team can clearly see him, and our team is taking an insanely long time to rotate down. So, here we are. Tyrael way too slow, while Illidan takes his entire health bar in damage. But it looks like the enemy team is struggling to figure out where the fuck they need to go as well. So, we're going to kill the Ming, and looks like the rest of them are out with Medivh portal. So, fuck you, enemy team. Even though my team isn't fast at all, you still did the wrong thing. Perfect. Now, our W is called Hardened Carapace. Hardened Carapace is just a shield that we're going to get, and it's also going to give us 40 spell armor. So the shield itself is going to block 414 damage over 3 seconds, and that spell armor is going to reduce damage from abilities while the shield is active. So, that shield is going to be even more beefy when it comes to blocking abilities, which is really, really good for Anubarak because of reasons. Not only is Anubarak really good at blocking Ming abilities and mage abilities, period, but his beetles will fuck Ming skill shots up quite hard. So, I don't know why Medivh is deciding it's his job to hang up here and harass me while his team is trying to get a nuke, but I don't particularly give a shit about the nuke, which is why I'm just getting the soak instead, getting us further ahead, and Tyrael is dead. Right. But anyway, the shield is kind of what makes Anubarak so tanky. His health bar is one of the lower ends of the tank pool, which is a little bit sad. But if it was any higher, the shield that he gets from blocking abilities is probably going into broken territory. So I guess it's fine the way that it is. Our E is called Burrow Charge. Burrow to the target location like that on Medivh, and then when we arrive or we cancel the ability early, we're going to briefly stun the enemies in a small area. We're going to slow them by 25% for 2.5 seconds. That is your main form of engage with Anubarak. Tyrael, get the thing. I'm going to go down to the bottom side of the map and try to gank Joe. No. Ooh! Zeratul thinks he's being cheeky like I'm being cheeky. I just wanted to check the camp. Turns out I found a bad guy who's still just going to go right forward on the Illidan. What are you doing? Excuse me. Looks like my entire team got the memo that we have stuff we can do in the bottom lane, and now they're not soaking in the top lane. So it's okay. I'll go do this. I'm just a tank with beetles, so I guess it's not the worst thing in the world. Unless you die, in which case I'm going to be a little bit upset. And fuck you, Illidan. How about that? So anyway, burrow charge, that's your main engage. It's your main, if you're looking to combo with Anubarak, you're going to want to Ian, and like I said earlier, you're going to hit your impale right after that on point blank targets. So make it really easy to land that 1 second stun on your impale, and the slow and the knockup on your burrow charge make it much more possible to do that. And then that's where your trait comes in, especially since we're building beetles. Abathur is dead. That's just, stuff is happening. Not super excited about it. Lots of people dying. Don't know why. Scarab Host, using an ability, spawns a beetle which lasts 8 seconds, attacking nearby enemies for 28 damage. I know that sounds really pathetic, and by rights, it kind of is. It used to be that this ability was so strong because when you would dive towers, the towers would attack the beetles before they would attack heroes. Now with the changes for the towers helping people when a hero attacks them, that has changed. So the unfortunate part of it is that the beetles are more of a detriment when you're running under a tower. But all that being said, we actually have a build that is going to buff their damage significantly, and we're going to basically turn Anubarak into a diving assassin. We're going to do this by taking Locust Swarm at 10 and putting out so many beetles with the Burning Beetles talent at 13 that anybody who eats a single combo from Anubarak with our ult up is probably going to die very shortly thereafter. Especially with as much dive as there is on our team, if someone gets hit by our full shit, they're going to die eventually. I don't really want to keep going under the fort because there's no minions and there's a nuke, and I'm going to let you do it. You do your thing. I'm going to play the objective of the map. It's fine. Did I just get interrupted? Fuck off, Zeratul. I'm trying to watch my team kill your buildings, and you're over here trying to stop me from getting a nuke. Looks like Butcher's in the top lane as well. Tychus is going to die to a building. Illidan's going to kill Johanna, and now I'm over here like, there's a Zeratul. Maybe I can actually get the nuke. Turns out, I can't. I traded a nuke for a fort and an Illidan, and I don't know if that was good. But we did get the bottom fort, so it could be worse, could be better. I kind of hate it all around, to be perfectly fair. Whew. Right, but our ult, we're taking Locust Swarm, we're not taking Cocoon. There is a reason that you take Locust Swarm with this build, because the damage that you're dealing with Locust Swarm is so ridiculously high that you have to have it to kill people. Now, dealing 109 damage per second to nearby enemies, and then we're going to heal for about a third of that amount while the damage is ticking. This goes 6 seconds long. 6 seconds. Holy shit. And couple that with all the damage that your beetles are doing, couple that with the damage that your combo is doing, and you can see how this can rack up. So, what is that? He's dead. 113 damage over 6 seconds. That's about 670-ish damage. Okay, well, just a tank fight. I'm trying to help Tyrael get away. He doesn't seem to understand that it's time to leave. And there's Illidan going in as well, so I guess it's time for me to turn around. Are we going to actually be able to kill things? Zeratul missing his singularity spike, and then the Butcher going in on Tyrael doesn't have any idea how much CC I have on his ass because he just stands fucking still. Zeratul running into the same problem, trying to save that man. Tyrael finally going to die, but it looks like just barely. Ooh, Ming is killed by the Illidan, who is killed by the fort, and this is an absolute fucking bloodbath, and I will never follow this team anywhere because they're absolutely suicidal. But yeah, Locust Swarm, if you're standing on top of a person for that full 6 seconds, you're going to do an obnoxious amount of damage to them that they can't avoid. It's basically a huge burning rage. Things are going to suck for them. And we can talk about the build now. So, our level 1 is called Legion of Beetles. Beetles have 30 spell armor, automatically spawn a beetle every 12 seconds, and you can toggle this. So, toggling it is actually really cool when you're playing Beetle build, because if you turn it off and then get the cooldown, you basically have a beetle locked and stocked, ready to go in. And then if you are mounted, you don't spawn beetles. So if you're holding that toggle until you're ready to engage, that means you're going to have one more round of beetles in your beetle combo. And I know that seems insignificant, but the more beetles that you have, especially at level 13, the more damage that you're going to do, the more healing that you're going to get, just the better time that you're going to have. Tyrael down. Looks like he's going to get a little bit of cooldown reduction on that. Trying to keep the Butcher away from Illidan. Gonna eat a Blessed Shield for my troubles. And now we're just watching the Butcher die to all those beetles and that laser. I want the nuke, but I'm not going to get it. I need to leave. Just pop that Locust Swarm to keep ourselves alive. And poof out of there. Wow, okay. We did get a pretty decent amount of healing from that, so this could be better. I want to teleport down to the bottom lane. I didn't realize this fucker was going to keep hanging around. Please go away, sir. Have some beetles. Thank you for missing your skill shots. Is he actually going to die this time? No, Tychus is going to throw the grenade at his feet for some reason. No idea why. But we're going to live, so I guess that's, all in all, a positive. But anyway, having the 4 beetles on your combo, because you'll hit E, Q, W, and then 1 for the full combo, that's a 25% damage increase from your beetles. So having that many is going to hurt the enemy team. I'm not going to do it very often in this game just because there is a lot of other shit for me to do on the map, and I don't have the brain power to really focus on what I'm doing with my character. Because I don't really get to tank. I have to offlane. I hate it, but it's happening. And I had to use a nuke middle because I just don't want to have it anymore. Butcher, again, just getting CC'd into oblivion. But Tychus is going to eat some fucking Ming balls, and that is... Am I the only person on this team who's not going to die? Really? Our level 4 talent, the reason I'm taking Beta Barbs is because Beta Barbs is actually going to help our... it's going to help our damage quite a bit. So normally I like Underking because it makes the damage of Burrow Charge do more damage. Can I say damage anymore in a single sentence? But being as though I want to basically have wave clear on this version of Anubarak because I'm being forced offlane, we're taking Beta Barbs instead. So Beta Barbs is going to allow your Impale to persist, and the spikes are going to deal damage and slow people in that little spike pit while they're around. Now, it's awful when you're considering that you want to deal a lot of burst combo damage, but in this case, it's kind of necessary because my wave clear would be absolutely shit without it. So, yeah, that's the only reason things are happening the way that they are, and... Are we going to be able to kill this Johanna? She did use her shield. Tyrael's going to die on the other side of the map for reasons unknown. How many times has he died so far? Is this just free fort because he's being such a distraction? Looks like it. Tyrael has died 7 times. Take notes, this is not how you play that character. Anyway, at level 7, we're taking the Leeching Scarabs. Beetles gain 30% bonus attack damage, which is what we really want, but they're also going to heal us for 50% of the damage that they do when we're near them. Now, is it just damage to heroes? No, it's just damage that they do, period. Which makes it so I'm really scared that the enemy team is going to rotate up here towards me, so I'm not going to back anywhere. I'm just going to run my little bug booty. There's Johanna. Yeah, there she is. She checking for me. Fuck you. I'm out. But the increased damage from the beetles is really what you want, because when you combo someone, you are going to land directly on top of them. You're going to poop out all the beetles onto them, and if they're doing more attack damage, obviously that person's going to die faster. You see, it's pretty simple reason to pick it. The healing is fine too. I mean, you definitely live. I think the reason that I lived in the top lane up there was because the beetle healing put me in a really close threshold. The enemy team's 20. We're doing a camp. I don't see any of them. This is probably a bad idea. Yeah, no. There's the Zeratul. We need to pop our full combo to keep him off of the Tychus, and it looks like he is going to die. We did a significant amount of damage to him there. And then we're just going to get the camp as a consolation prize, because that is also up. He's going to charge me. I know it. Yeah. Why he's going to charge me, I have no idea. I'm completely unstoppable. Gonna dodge your stupid combo, and I don't think that you know how the Beetle Man works. So, goodbye forever. There's the judgment. Probably would have been a better sanctification game, honestly, for the material, if we're paying attention, but who knows. Burning Beetles is the capstone of this build. So level 13 is where you have reached maximum effectiveness with your beetles, because beetles are going to do 46 damage per second to nearby enemies. We deal 46 damage per second. Beetles are going to deal 13 damage per second to nearby enemies, but the more beetles you have, the more burning that they're going to do. It's going to hurt a person that you're diving onto. Now, considering that beetles themselves are only dealing 46 damage, now the fact that they are burning for 14 means that they're doing 60 damage per second, and they're all doing AoE damage together, and you're doing AoE damage on top of the AoE damage that you're doing with Locust Swarm. You can see where I'm going. You do a lot of persistent damage just by existing, and your beetles do the same. Your beetles also having spell armor and dealing more attack damage. I mean, tell me that you don't just recognize all that damage. It's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting how much damage that this build puts out, and you don't notice until you're dead, if you're the enemy getting hit by it. So it's really, really strong stuff when you need to dive a squishy like a Ming or a Medivh. Now, our 16 talent, I don't typically take Beetlejuiced. Every 4th basic attack is going to give us a beetle. Beetles get 30% increased health. This is... the only reason I picked it is because it's, it's a beetle talent. But, ooh, what a good... Wait, he doesn't have Slaughterhouse? He took Blink. My man, if you had Slaughterhouse there, you so would have lived. Anyway, sucks for that guy. Instead of Beetlejuiced, normally I would be taking Epicenter. Even Debilitation is really, really, really strong. But Epicenter I like just for the cooldown on my E, and that's the way that I'm kind of used to playing Anubarak. But, just for the sake of Beetles, we took Beetlejuiced. Rewind is our level 20 talent, and I know that a lot of people like the permanent Locust on your Locust Swarm upgrade, but I don't think it's worth it. And the reason that it's not worth it, especially when you're building beetles, is that me? I didn't die. The only person on my team not to die, including the Abathur, if you can believe that. So, just get fucked, team. Look at all that experience. I'm a tank. This is a tank character. These stats are not indicative of what I can actually do. Yeah, so, fuck off. Actually, keeping up with Zeratul in the damage, even though he died ridiculously often. Anyway, the point I was making about the talents, Rewind is actually going to give you even more beetles. So, you, at level 20, have the ability to completely remove a squishy character while they are stun locked from the game entirely. So if we had gotten to the point where we could use rewind on something like Ming or a character who wasn't already dead when we got there, we would have had, let's see, what is that? 6 beetles at the very least, coupled with 1 or 2 from maybe our auto attacks or our passive at 1. So theoretically, you can have about 8 beetles on a single person who is stun locked for 2 seconds. Probably actually closer to 3 or 4 seconds because you're getting your burrow charge stun as well, and you're getting the 161 damage per second with your locust swarm. So just, yeah, don't take the locust upgrade talent. Rewind is how you kill people, and rewind is how you get out of really bad situations if you manage to find yourself in them. This talent is obnoxiously strong and has been around for so long. I really don't know why it still exists, because it's fucking broken. But that's it for Beetle Build Anubarak. Remember, level 20, take rewind, push all your buttons again, make a whole bunch more beetles, burn people alive, and feast on their corpse or some shit. I mean, that's what beetles, bugs do. Scarabs, that's the one. I've seen The Mummy. I know how this works. Thank you for hanging out. I will be back tomorrow. I don't know with what yet. I haven't figured that one out, but hopefully it's more Warhead Junction. You know, I can't get enough of this map. Anyway, I'll see you there. Bye.